Welcome to episode 2 of SCP Study, a series where we take a deeper look into some of the most fascinating anomalies. We try to find potential uses for them, come up with new containment protocols, and get an overall clearer picture of how these SCPs work. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel with notifications on, so you don't miss any of our upcoming Exploring SCP videos, as soon we are releasing another episode on another famous SCP-001 entry. The Gate Guardian is a humanoid entity, approximately 320 meters or 1000 feet in height, located in an undisclosed location near the intersection of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. The entity possesses a number of luminous wing-like appendages emerging from its shoulders, back, ankles and wrists. Different observers will see a different number of those wings, with the largest count being 108. SCP-001 carries a weapon resembling a knife or a sword, which appears to emit flames at incredibly high temperature. This weapon is designated as SCP-001-2. Any entity that approaches the Gate Guardian is immediately struck by the sword and obliterated from existence. This also happens to any attacker that attempts hostile action towards the Gate Guardian from any range. An incident now called Indian Ocean Submarine Missile Experiment caused the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami that killed more than 200,000 people. Human beings exposed to SCP-001 report hearing a voice in their heads, giving them a command which the subject reports cannot be disobeyed. The most common directive is forget, which results in the subject walking away from SCP-001 with no memory of having encountered the entity. On rare occasions, however, other commands have been given. The most famous of these is the one given to the SCP Foundation founder, prepare, which he claims is what made him create the SCP Foundation. Observers have reported that SCP-001 appears to be standing in front of a gate of immense proportions. Long-range photographs have occasionally detected what appears to be a forest within, containing numerous other entities of the same composition as SCP-001, as well as several fruit trees. Of particular note are two fruit trees of immense proportion near what appears to be the center of the forest. It is noted that one appears to be an ordinary apple tree, although the other bears a fruit unknown on Earth. The description of that fruit is redacted inside the wiki. Due to the Gate Guardian's aggressive behavior, containment protocols include constant monitoring of the anomaly and making sure that no civilians get within its destructive radius. Personnel at the site are required to be followers of any of the Abrahamic religions, Christianity, Judaism or Islam, and to have a supply of religious items such as crosses, prayer rugs, and religious books. Any change in behavior is to be immediately reported to the O5 Council, as it may constitute the beginning of an XK-class end-of-the-world scenario. Now that we have a good idea what this SCP-001 entry is, let's try to dig deeper into the information we are given. Let's begin with the Gate Guardian's location. We know that it is near the intersection of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. This location is in southeastern Iraq in the city of Basra, near the borders of Iran and Kuwait. As you can see, it is surrounded by cities as the rivers allow for the development of agriculture, and without them this place would be a desert. The development of cities in close proximity to 001 would be impossible. So that leaves us with the only possibility of 001 being located to the southwest, deep in the Arabian desert. We can observe a complete lack of any settlements in that area. Next up, let's figure out what the Gate Guardian really is. Clearly it is a religious entity, specifically from the Abrahamic religions, but which one exactly? In our SCP-682 origin video, which you should definitely check out if you haven't already, we talked about the SCP-682 versus the Gate Guardian experiment. According to that log, When SCP-682 was brought near SCP-001, the Guardian did everything possible to destroy the lizard, but failed, and in return 682 said, quote, "This is not the Garden, and you are not Uriel, pretender." End quote. In that video, we assumed that SCP-682 was telling the truth, but it is possible that it wasn't, and was trying to mock 001, who is in fact Uriel. In Christian tradition, Uriel is an angel, guardian of the Garden of Eden, holding a fiery sword. All descriptions seem to match 001 very well. This would of course imply that the forest we see behind the garden is none other than the Garden of Eden itself. But what if the reptile was not lying and 001 is indeed a pretender? Who might it be? According to Christianity, demons will sometimes pretend to be angels to try to lead people into sin. In the Holy Bible, Corinthians 11:14 says, quote, "No wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light." End quote. Therefore, it is possible that SCP-001 is a false angel. Another candidate for the identity of the Guardian is an angel called Abaddon in Hebrew, or in Greek, Apollyon, just like the Apollyon SCP classification. He is described in the Bible as an angel of destruction. It makes perfect sense that the Apollyon SCP object class, reserved for the most destructive SCPs, would be named after the original SCP, who is a harbinger of an XK class end of the world scenario himself. Now let's try to understand what that XK class scenario would be. According to the SCP Wiki, the event that may occur if the Gate Guardian were to move is referred to as Patmos. Patmos is a Greek island where John, one of the 12 apostles, wrote the final book of the Bible, the Book of Revelations. The Book of Revelations describes a series of apocalyptic events which culminate with the second coming of Jesus Christ. Those events are known as the biblical rapture, or the apocalypse, when God takes all of his believers in heaven and leaves the sinners to suffer the end of the world. This scenario is most likely what the SCP Foundation is trying to prevent. Both Uriel and Apollyon play a role in the Book of Revelations, so this gives us no further clue which one of them is SCP-001. Now let's try to find out if there is anything we can do to stop this apocalypse from happening. It would be good to know when to expect this rapture event. Unfortunately, this exact question has been a topic of major debates throughout the Christian community for centuries. Even Jesus himself has stated that he does not know when he will come back. According to the Bible, the second coming will be preceded by the coming of the Antichrist and his followers. The Antichrist will be a person who will oppose and reject Jesus. Considering the falling number of Christians, especially in Western countries, we might be closer than we think. There are 3 ways we could try to prevent the end of the world: destroying the Gate Guardian, trying to learn more about it with the hope of finding out how to stop or postpone the event, or try to protect humanity once the rapture begins. Trying to destroy the Gate Guardian is highly unlikely to be possible given its divine nature. SCP-073 and 076, Cain and Abel, 2 of the most powerful SCPs in the Wiki, were tasked with approaching this dangerous SCP. They both refused to go any further once they realized what they were getting themselves into. SCPs strong enough to challenge the Angel, like 2317 or the Scarlet King, are already trying to kill us themselves, and as such are unlikely to cooperate. Learning more about the anomaly may give us important insight into when the rapture will occur and what precautions we should take. It seems like the only way to gain more information would be to physically explore the garden. One way we could try to do this is with the help of other SCPs, such as SCP-662, Mr. Deeds, or SCP-343. As we've discussed in one of our latest videos, the self-proclaimed God is unlikely to be God himself, but nevertheless his reality-bending powers might be strong enough to allow us access to the garden, and the Old Man is willing to help the SCP Foundation, as he has already done so on more than one occasion. It is also entirely possible that the Gate Guardian actually allows people into the garden, but only those who are worthy, people who have repented from their sins and have accepted Jesus Christ. Whereas all the experiments so far were conducted with D-class personnel, who are usually violent prisoners and are unlikely to be accepted at such a holy place. But with that said, it is still unlikely to work. This leaves us with one final option: to brace ourselves and prepare for the worst. The SCP Wiki suggests that the Foundation has a plan, namely emergency procedure called Patmos, for when the Gate Guardian becomes active, but as expected, this procedure is redacted, so we can't know for sure what it entails. The Book of Revelations describes this rapture event as a war. In his prophecies, John sees a number of demonic creatures, a seven-headed dragon, a beast, a serpent, and others. In the SCP universe, these will probably manifest as dangerous SCP anomalies that the Foundation will have to contain. The event will also likely coincide with the breaking of the 7th chain of SCP-2317, or the entrance of the Scarlet King into our realm. When that happens, we can only hope the Foundation and humanity are ready to fight off the invaders. And if that fails, hopefully SCP-2000, an anomaly we explored in our top 5 useful SCPs video, will be able to restore humanity, just as it has already done multiple times in the past. This concludes our Gate Guardian SCP study. So what do you think? Would we be able to save ourselves once the XK class event begins? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to also tell us what SCP you would like us to study next. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this type of content, as we have many more interesting SCP videos coming up, and we plan on exploring the other SCP-001 entries as well. And as always, we will see you in the next video.